Brian McKnight became a trending topic over the weekend after fans accused the singer of abandoning his biological children. Social media users would take notice of Brian McKnight only addressing and celebrating the accomplishments of his stepchildren, while his biological children aren't mentioned at all. Now, this isn't the first time Brian McKnight has received these accusations. Several years ago, he would come out and respond to several claims of him abandoning his children. Brian McKnight would say that he paid for rent for 2 years for his older children, and the only condition was that after that 2 years, they would have to get jobs. Now, according to McKnight, his kids didn't want to work and they were disrespecting his new wife, which played a big part in why he decided to cut them off completely. McKnight would say that he did not abandon his kids, but instead, they're estranged. Today we have our Comedy Hype analyst, Pierre, calling to the show, along with a very special guest, comedian Tre'vell Judon, to give their thoughts and reactions. Now, Pierre, I want to bring this to you first to get your reaction. You saw social media is going crazy, and I want to read the post that kind of sparked it all. So Brian McKnight would post and says, "Today we celebrate you, Jules, on your birthday. Your mom and I couldn't be prouder of you, and I couldn't ask for a better daughter than you. Happy birthday to the best daughter ever. Love you a zillion." Pierre, what's your reaction to it? And do you think Brian McKnight is taking it too far to show that his first kids doesn't exist? What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't know why he wasn't at the petty convention, the petty ass nigga convention, because that was petty as hell. But I liked it though. I liked it. No, we've heard of how his sons and his other kids been talking about him. It's been nasty for so long. We've been entrenched in this BS for a while. I wish they wouldn't have had it on social media, but they did. That's where they brought it at. So we're gonna talk about it. But it'd been better left to handle it, themselves. So amongst themselves privately. But they did what they did. So, let the games begin. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, and it's been going on for quite a while, but let me bring in our special guest, Tre'vell. Thank you so much for joining us on this topic. Same thing, I'd love to get your reaction to this. And also, do you think Brian McKnight is taking it too far by, not showing that he has his first round of kids?
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like we're always parents, no matter what we go through. But that should not even been handled socially. You should handle it at home. And I say it when it boils down to it, Brian McKnight got to be the bigger person. Period. You're the father. God made you the head, not the tail. So you got to lead, brother. That's it. You got to lead. And that right there is not a good example of how you lead at all.
Yeah, well, as mentioned and as Pierre said, this has been going on for a while. So what I want to do, I want to take a look at a response that Brian McKnight would post 3 years ago and come back and get you all's reaction. So let's take a look at this clip.
I've always been the sounding board, and I've always been the one that tried to help them achieve whatever dreams they were wanting. I guess one of my only faults is I gave my children everything that I didn't have in the hopes that they would appreciate it, because I know how much I would have appreciated it. I would tell you as parents out there, entitling your children is probably one of the worst things you can do, and I know I am guilty of that. Tough love is a tough thing as a parent to try to institute to your children. You want to help them as much as you can, and I did as much as I possibly could. When I stopped doing that for them, BJ was 25 and Nico was 22. And it wasn't like I completely cut them off at that point. That happened much later. When I put them out of my house, I gave them an apartment for 2 years. And I said, guys, this is it. This is the time to grow up. I'm giving you 2 years. I'm going to pay for everything for 2 years, but you're going to have to work or do something, because at the end of those 2 years, that's going to be it. It's time to be men. It's time to grow up. At the end of those 2 years, they hadn't done any of it. It was just right around the time that Leilani and I had gotten together. Leilani was working at Children's Hospital. Leilani has been one of the only people who's been an advocate to keeping us together, because she wants to have the nuclear family as much as I did. And they have spit in her face at every turn. She got them jobs at the hospital, $18 an hour with benefits. They said, and I quote, that they knew they didn't want to stop smoking and they would have to pass a drug test, which is fine. If you want to smoke, that's fine. I'm not saying that that's bad. If that's your choice, that's your choice. But what I'm telling you is that we have been advocates for them every step of the way.
I'm definitely not the first son to have a dispute with his dad. The only difference is my dad happens to be Brian McKnight. Because he's this love song writer and he's this incredible legend that we all know, it's kind of easy to build a false sense of, I know who you are.
But do you regret making it public that you were having issues with your father?
Not at all. You figure I write about this in my music. Mm-hmm. I write books about this. I want to be a son of someone like that can finally have a platform to tell people how we feel.
Have you talked face to face and made it all good?
We've tried. There's some things that need to be worked out.
Right.
And I just think it's one of those things where You figure I'm 30 now, and it's going to be more than a father-son. It's a man talk. I'm a father myself. It's deeper than me just needing to talk to my dad. No, we need to settle some things as men.
Pierre, I'm coming straight to you. You know, one, what's your reaction after seeing that? Mind you, this is 3 years ago. But also, do you think, you know, if Brian's response is the reason why, you know, he doesn't talk to his children, do you think it was a good decision for him to step away the way that he did from his children?
Well, you know, to be honest with you, he's caught in between a rock and a hard place. I feel for the whole family dynamics. I understand emotions more than other stuff. Brian's coming a little bit more from, I took care of you. I put you in positions financially. And sometimes kids want more emotional, you know, support than financial. But let's not act like he was a deadbeat dad. You know, he tried to do things for them children. Like he said, the children want to do music opposed to working at a hospital. Well, look, in this business, before you get put on, you know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do. You know, you got to find a way to survive in this business. And $18 an hour and benefits, come on now. And you going to school too? Maybe you might not be that good of a musician, okay? You know what I'm saying? But you know, I don't know. I don't know about that part. But I would say, you know, his children need to grow up. You know, they are adults. They are adults now. You know, maybe they're going still through childhood trauma. Maybe that's still around. I don't know. But they need to seek therapy. But he's done a lot of things, it seems like, to try to rectify their relationship and have their kids in good standing and just have stuff. A lot of parents don't even do that stuff that he did for his children. So let's look at that also. But the kids to be online wilding about him and talking like that, madness and stuff, man, it's ridiculous, man. They're just, you know, they seem like they're a little ungrateful for some of the stuff he's done for them.
Yeah, and it seems like the fans are definitely not letting it go because they're the reason why it all resurfaced. But let me bring you in, Travell. Same thing. What's your reaction to it? And if Brian's response on why he disowned his first children are true, do you agree with his decision to step away?
I feel like you have to allow them to be men and grow up. And here's the thing, like he said, a hospital job, like right now, until your dreams come true, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Like I said, I own a trucking company and I still tour and do comedy. Because right now, comedy full-time don't pay the bills. You gotta do what you gotta do. That's just what it is. Like, and yeah, it's a blessing that your father's Brian McKnight, but you still gotta create your own legacy unless you're gonna be singing back at one at everybody's, you know, situation. And at the end of the day, 25, 22, these are grown men we talk about now. It's like my mama had me out at 18. She told me the Bible says you train up a child to be raised and grow to get out your house. So I got out the house and I had to go do my own thing. So it's like same thing. They gotta grow up. It don't matter who your daddy is, it don't matter who your mama is. It's time for them to grow up, get you a job. Hell, that means drive Uber. Go drive Uber. Do what you gotta do. You know?
Right. And I think he said something that I appreciated. He faulted himself for entitling his children too. You know what I'm saying? He entitled them. And I think they took it all the way too far. You know, like they thinking probably he should be paying for all kind of stuff. And if I see any other money going to another child that ain't yours biologically, they're saying, the kids are saying, that's wrong. Brother, this man has moved on from your mama. You know, you still his kids, like he said, but you can't tell him he can't reward his other children, you know, and they live with for things they may have done by buying them a car, whatever scenarios. You don't know what the situation is. He tried to reward you with jobs and apartment for 2 years. He didn't do that to that child right there. So they being petty. The children being a little petty. And like I said, they're grown now. Somebody said they're 32 years old. Nigga, you crazy. Get your ass, man. Go on with that, man. What? 32?
And Pierre, that's why I tell my kids, it's not our money. It's my money. You ain't got no money.
I like that.
Let me applaud. You 12 years old. You know, you 12, 11, and 6. You ain't got no money. You hit by scholarship, you know, and soon you gotta go. 18, you gotta go to college, go to trade school, be an electrician, a carpenter, something. You know, but yeah, I agree that them grown men, 32 years old, come on, fam. I'm only 37 years old. My mama asked me to send her money. Come on.
Damn.
Well, yeah, as I said, a lot of people on social media, they have their opinions as well. I want to read some of those and then come back and ask you all the question that is leading to. So one user would say, Brian McKnight, when someone asked him about his black kids, and then there would be a picture of no colors. Someone would follow up with that by saying, nah, somebody gonna say, in regards to Brian McKnight, I wonder if his black kids cross his mind anytime. Then another user would say, and what's funny about Brian McKnight is he had this one post talking about how he wasn't trying to provide for his grown black kids anymore, etc. Then post this, some little Spanish girl that isn't even his daughter. Pierre, I'm gonna come to you first. You know, a lot of people are alluding to that his biological kids are black and his stepkids are not, and so they feel that, that is the reason why he's kind of responding the way that he is. So I want to ask you, Pierre, do you think Brian's new children being non-Black is the reason that he's getting so much backlash?
Girl, hell yeah, you know that. Come on now, you know how petty they are. What about your Black kids? And and you see them anytime. And come on, and them Spanish kids or whatever. Come on. America's about race, okay? So yeah, some people feel a certain way that the kids are darker skinned than his new children and so forth. But I believe it's a loving nucleus. It's his children. He looks at children as all of his children. And if the darker ones want to act an ass, then the darker ones get kicked to the curb. You know what I'm saying? If the lighter one show more love to him, then they get pulled into the fold. It ain't about color, it's about attitude. And these other kids, I think, come on. Brian McKnight made love to some Black women to get them kids. So he likes Black people. Don't act like he don't like Black people because they're his children and he like light-skinned women or whatever, Mexican women. Come on, man. It's love, man. No, let's not do that. Let's not bring the race into it. I know Comedy Hype got a whole bunch of crazy folks out there following it, all about the racism. That's why, sometimes I get on y'all nerves. Okay.
Travell, let me bring you in. Same question. What do you think? Do you think because his new children are non-Black, that's the reason why he's receiving so much backlash?
I'm gonna tell you something. Ain't nothing more racist than Black folks. We believe everything about racism. It don't matter. Like anything we try to tie race to. Like I said, Brian's a Black man. He took care of those Black kids, but because some is Black and some is not, it's always about them being Black. Now, if in the event that they were some little Black kids, it'd be another issue. You know what I'm saying? It'd be they too light skinned or whatever else. Like Black folk, we hate Black folk more than can you say niggas on the show? Because I feel like when it boiled down to it,
you said it.
White folks don't like Black folks. Black folk, we really don't like Black folks. So I feel like it's 100% about white and Black all day. This is what it is.
Okay, so I want to close out with this. And I think Pierre mentioned earlier that Brian McKnight Jr., the older son, is interested in music. And you say you don't know if he's good or not. So I figured we would take a look and you guys can be the judge of what you think. So let's take a look at this clip.
I don't just want your body, 'cause what good would it be without your mind to guide it, babe? So when you're ready, come take control of me.
I would say get that job at the hospital. That may be your in route. Just stick with the $18 an hour plus benefits. He like Lil Wayne with a keyboard. I'm not lying to you. We can't. No. That's Brian McDay. That's what I was saying.
Not only just the job at the hospital, but he might want to look for another job. Uber's hiring also. Instacart. I thought the Negro was bench pressing backwards. I never seen a chest go in that quickly, that deep. Okay. Damn, brother. Really?
My daddy said they hired the airport.
Man, you arguing with your father? Come on, son. I'm not saying you're not going to be a good artist down the road, but right now, you need to get that job right now, okay? And I get it. When we're young artists, we believe we're the greatest, and we all, we don't need nothing else but our art. But he needs to get a job right now, a regular job, okay? You're more like Brian Nightmare, okay?
Oh.
Okay. Brian McNightmare, okay? That's your new name, Brian McNightmare.
I mean, maybe he'll get hired to sing. I mean, that he can carry some speakers, some amps.
Damn.
He can add water to the stage. That's a tedious job. I've been on tour. I know getting water from top on stage. Everybody can't do that. It may be his calling.
Well, what they say, a child needs to stay in a child's place. The place is at the hospital, okay? That's where the place is, okay, right now. God bless you, brother. Maybe down the line, Comedy Hype gonna have to rebut all this stuff because you're gonna be the biggest star. You're gonna be the next D'Angelo. But right now, you D'Angelo, no, okay? Right now. So it is what it is, bro, okay? So no. If I was Brian, come on, man. Come on, young man. Come on. Not that video. Show another one.
Y'all are hilarious. Well, before we head out, I like to know what you have going on. So today I'm going to start with our special guest, Travell. Thank you for joining us. What do you have coming up? And of course, how can people follow you?
Man, I got a lot of things coming up. I'll be in Kansas City, Kansas for Mother's Day this year. And then I start a tour again June 6th. Myself, Tasha Page Lockhart, who is a Stellar Award-winning gospel artist. So we're doing a little comedy and praise tour type thing. So we'll be hitting everywhere from Athens, Georgia, ATL, New York, Chicago. So catch us out there. This Is Me tour this summer.
And last and certainly not least, Mr. Pierre, what do you have coming up? And of course, how can people follow you?
This Sunday, May 7th, which is my birthday, I'll be at the Arlington Draft House in Virginia. Arlington, Virginia. Come out and support it. Got great comedians on it. We got my man Tony Woods, straight up legend. Lawrence Owens, we got him. We got my man Rob Gordon, and this funny young lady. We got everybody on the show, so it's gonna be a great show. Come out and support y'all at the Draft House in Arlington, Virginia, May 7th, it's Sunday. If you ain't doing nothing, come on through that, man. And also we got another dope show on the podcast. Again, thank you again, man. I just did Lauderhill, Florida. The people came out, man. They came out and they showed me love from this show here. A lot of people love Comedy Hype, man. So I appreciate y'all watching the show again. Like I said, coming to me at the show, tell me you love it. You're loving me on the show, and the whole crew. So I really appreciate that, man. So thanks for the love. And if you want to reach me, Comic Pierre, COMIC PIERRE. Holler at me, man. Get me in the inbox. Let me know what you're thinking. All right, I'm there.
Well, you heard from us. Now we want to hear from you in the comments below. What are your thoughts of Brian McKnight being called out for disowning his Black children? For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.
Put it in them comments. I know y'all will today.
Culture sounds like black hands, coating your face in Vaseline like, boy, take those off and put on your good jeans, like put on your good shoes. And the riches in our genetics are not something that we get to choose. But when they stop you and they ask, what has the ability to create all of that? I hope you tell them. It's because my mama black.